What up and what's popping? This shit all Breeze from Fahrenheit 451, part of the Fourth and Gold Network. We're burning up books alive. Back on my best bets in the NBA for today, February 4th. Let me make sure I didn't lose the day. Yeah, February 4th. All right. Yesterday's bet saw us go 2-2. We are now sitting at 116 and 106 on the season, up a little bit, just slightly under 6 units. I did put Klingon rebounds in the Patreon with Gillespie threes. Should have gave all that. I did put Jaylen Brown over his 7 rebounds with Jalen Johnson 8 rebounds in the Patreon. Should have gave all that, and I'll be out here with the broom today. Nevertheless, like I said, back on my best bets in the NBA for February 4th. We're just going to stay low and keep firing. First up, from the Toronto Raptors, I'm going to be taking CMBZ, Colin Murray Boyles, under 1 3-pointer made. He's under this line in his last 17 out of 20 games. Just 6 3-pointers attempted in his last 10 games. Pairing that with, by itself, it's like a minus 270, I believe. Pairing that with Rudy Gobert over his 10 rebounds. Gobert over 10 rebounds in his last 17 out of 20, 11 rebounds or more in his last 2 versus Toronto. CMB under 1 3-pointer. Gobert of the Minnesota Timberwolves over his 10 rebounds paired together, minus 125 odds over on Bet365, risking 1.25 units on this one to win 1 unit back. Next, see what I got going on, man. The boys might not, hey, listen here. I'm going to preface it with this. These boys might not be on the team tomorrow, all right? But while they're still on the team, I'm taking DeMar DeRozan over his 20 points, minus 102 over on DraftKings, risking 1.02 units on this one to win 1 unit back. Debo over this line in his last 4 and in his last 7 out of 10 games when he plays his regular minutes. There was a couple games in there on the log where he played like 15 minutes. I just threw them to the side. Since 2024, he is over this line in his last 5 versus the Memphis Grizzlies, averaging 15 field goal attempts in his last 10. Okay, over this line in his last 5 versus Memphis, averaging 15 field goal attempts in his last 10. When he has 15 field goal attempts or more, it was over this line in his last 12. And in his last 20 out of 23 games this season, Memphis allowing the 3rd most points to the power forward position and the 10th most points overall. 43% of his points comes from the mid-range in their head-to-head matchups. Memphis is giving up the 5th most points from the mid-range. You see what's going on here, man. These boys might not be on the team tomorrow, but why they still on the team? Zach LaVine over his 19 points, minus 115 odds over on Bet365. And I honestly think this one opened up at 17.5. Risking 1.15 units on this one to win 1 unit back. Zach LaVine, going back to 2024, over this line in his last 5. DeRozan and LaVine just been smacking Memphis up. Averaging 25.4 points, 26 and 19 points in his last 2 versus Memphis this season on 17 field goal attempts in both of those games. Now he's averaging 14.4 field goal attempts this season, and when he has 14 field goal attempts or more, he is over this line in 15 out of 19 games, averaging 25.5 points. However, when he sees 17 field goal attempts or more, he's over this line in 14 out of 14 games, averaging 28.6 points. The Grizzlies allowing the 10th most points. 38% of Zach's points come from the above the break 3. Memphis is allowing the 6th most above the break 3s in their last 20 games. Last but not least, for now, because there wasn't even a lot of props up for most of the games. So I just got in, looked at the games that did have props, and I got out. But I will be going back through, and whatever plays that I had, you guys will be hearing from me, whether it's going to be the pin comment, whether it's going to be a short, Twitter, whatever. Last but not least, Johnny Collins over his, from the Los Angeles Clippers, Johnny Collins over his 15 points, minus 112 odds over on Bet365, risking 1.12 odds on this one to win 1 unit back. Now, we know that Harden just got traded. Excuse me. We know that Harden just got traded for Garland. Garland's not going to be playing tomorrow. So the question that I pose is after Kawhi, right? Because we know Zoo's not the biggest, Ivica Zubac. We know Zoo's not the biggest offensive threat, right? Okay. Bradley Beal out. Okay. He's terrible, by the way. Anyway, after Kawhi Leonard, who's going to put the ball in the basket for the Clippers? Kobe Sanders? Chris Dunn? Fourth quarter, I'm yelling, why the fuck Batum in? Like, who's going to score the ball for the Clippers? So I feel like it has to be Johnny Collins. Because who else? Johnny Collins over his 15 points, minus 112 over on Bet365. Collins over this line in his last 3, over this line in his last 4 without Harden on 20, 18, 16, and 15 points. Averaging 16.4 points. 11 field goal attempts or more in his last 2 out of 3 games, and in 4 out of 5 games without Harden, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly. When he has 11 field goal attempts or more, he is over this line in his last 9 games, averaging 17.8 points. The Cavs allow the 7th most points to the power forward position. 31% of Johnny Collins' points comes from this spot up. The Cavs allow the 10th most. All right. Now, unofficially, man, unofficially, give me the Cavs on the money line. You can get it at minus 120 over on Bet365. I just feel like there's not even close to enough firepower for the Clippers to compete with the Cavaliers. I know the Cavaliers had their injuries right now. Mobley's not in. Garland just got traded. Harden's not going to play in this one. DeAndre Hunter just got traded. But between Spider and Sam Merrill and Tyson and I hate to say it, Jared Allen and the bench mob, man, I think they dog walk the Clippers tomorrow. All right. Famous last words. Everybody and their mama gonna be on my guy Sabonis. Playing him a little differently than the masses. I might give y'all that one on the wake up. It's almost 1 o'clock. Like I said, I'm gonna run through the slate, and I'll see y'all with a little bit more tomorrow. So to recap here, at the 8-minute and 30-second mark, it goes a little something like this. Taking Colin Murray Boyles from the Toronto Raptors, under 1 3-pointer made, pairing him with Rudy Gobert from the T-Wolves, over 10 rebounds. Next from the Sacramento Kings, like the Beams, I'm going to be taking DeRozan over his 20 points, minus 102 odds over on DK. And I'm going to be taking Zach LaVine over his 19 points, minus 115 over on Bet365. Last but not least, I'm going to be taking Johnny Collins, y'all, over his 15 points. Like, comment, and subscribe for your daily sports betting videos and analysis. Let's keep burning them. As always, I will see you tomorrow. If you would like access to all of my plays, as soon as I place them for just 16 cents a day, subscribe to the Patreon. I will link that down below. Love, peace, and fish grease. Let's continue to run up these units.